Welcome to Your Best Interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, giving me your time. I know there's a lot of places you can go, so I appreciate you spending it here with me. Today, what I want to talk to you about is just if you're clicking on this video because you're feeling stuck, you're feeling frustrated, or you're nervous and anxious about the interview process that would come by changing jobs or just starting this entire process. I know exactly what this feels like. It's one of the worst feelings, and it's why I wanted to shoot a short video on this. It's just the feelings associated with being in the wrong job are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. And it's likely the reason that you're clicking around and trying to gather more information to make you feel like you're not alone in this. And I'm here to tell you, you're not. I have felt this firsthand. I know how terrible this feeling is when you're in the wrong job. It's not fulfilling you. It's starting to take pieces of your confidence away. And it's making you feel like there's no other opportunities out there. And so you have to stay stuck. And I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. That is one of those self-limiting beliefs that creeps into almost everybody's head, which is crazy because there are millions of jobs out there right now, especially for somebody like you who's clicking on this, who's being proactive because they want something different. There are so many jobs out there. COVID has changed everything to where there's so many remote opportunities. So, you are open up to the world market, right, in terms of jobs. So there are jobs out there, but almost everybody, myself included, goes through this period where they start to feel like, where would I go and work? Or what could I go do? And that's a self-limiting belief, but it creeps in when you're in the wrong job because it starts to make you feel like you're not as valuable, right? It starts to make you question your impact to the company that you're working for, even though in reality, the company you're working for is just not the right fit for you. Or the work itself isn't motivating you, isn't driving you. And what that does is take pieces away from you. It cripples you and puts barriers in front of your mind when it comes to actually having opportunities to get out of that and go do something different. I know it's super easy for me to sit here and say, you can change your situation. You can get unstuck and you can go work for somebody else. But the reality is the mental aspect of that is really, really hard because when you feel stuck in the wrong role, or maybe you're just starting out and you just have a ton of anxiety around the interview process and actually going through this entire hiring process, all of those things are very real. And the barrier that comes in the mental side of it is crippling. I know exactly what that feels like. It's honestly why I started Your Best Interviews, but I'm here to tell you that you can overcome these things. There are things that you can do to help you overcome and take one step at a time forward to actually make that change and actually get yourself in a place where you're ready to interview, you're excited about interviewing, and you're in a headspace where you can put your best foot forward and get jobs that you really want, right? And so if you're somebody who's feeling stuck, or maybe you're just starting out in the process and you're nervous about what interviewing and the hiring process will look like, or maybe you're somebody who's just done with being stuck where you're at from a compensation standpoint. Maybe you're in a job where it's just like, this is not where I want my life to go. And that's fine too. I'm here to tell you, you can make that change. You can take control of your life. You can take control of your career, and you can change what you're doing to get to a happier place, to get the job that you really want, or to get to a place where you're earning in a way that serves your lifestyle where you want it to go, right? But it all stems back to taking the right steps, moving forward in the right ways, and then putting yourself in a position to actually get those jobs when you're applying and when you're up for consideration for them. So if you're clicking on this, if you're still watching this right now because this is resonating, you're probably in the wrong role. And you probably have a lot of mental barriers that are blocking you from taking those right steps. And I'm here to just tell you, you have to overcome some of those mental barriers. You have to tell yourself that the market is ready for you. There are companies that are looking for you. And so you have to push yourself to take just one step at a time in the right direction, getting your resume updated, starting to look for the right roles, actually clicking the apply button, not just window shopping, but actually clicking the apply button, and then getting yourself ready for these interviews so that when you get a shot, you're putting your best foot forward. You're showing them the best version of you, and you're giving yourself the best odds of getting the job that you really want. And guys, there's a ton of insight around this. I know this is just a short video, but in my bio, I have an entire interview prep kit. I have an entire interview prep course. So if you're somebody who gets a lot of anxiety or nervous around the interview process, it's 3.5, I think maybe 4 hours of just deep content on every area of the interview process to help you get ready, understand how to practice correctly so that you are ready when it comes time to these interviews. You can put your best foot forward and get the job that you really want, or get to a job that suits the life that you really want. But guys, the worst thing you can do is stay stuck. So you have to figure out a way to get around some of those mental barriers to get yourself in a position where your resume is ready. And I've got videos around that. I don't have time to talk about it in this one, but there are ways, if you're not good at writing your resume, there are ways to have other people do this for you so that your resume is keyworded correctly, so that you're at the top of the pile when you apply to these jobs. And then all the interview test prep, all the ways that you're practicing helps you ensure that you're putting your best foot forward and actually able to get the jobs that you really want. But guys, there's tons of resources here. And I've got tons of videos on this. In my bio, I have all the resources you would need to get ready for an interview. But I know how crippling this position is to feel stuck. So if this is you, this video is made for you. And if you're still watching this, it's because you are looking for a way out, and I'm telling you that you can be the way out. You just have to take one step at a time in the right direction to actually get there. And I've got a lot of resources that can help you do that. So guys, thanks so much for being here. Hit subscribe. I drop 2 videos every week, Monday and Wednesday. And then all of my content, all of my resources are centered around helping you get where you want to go from a job standpoint. Guys, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you.